Hello guys, this is Leo from Codes and Posters, and today I'm going to talk about this quote. Creative people never worry about being copied because they always have more ideas, by Karim Rashid. Karim Rashid, this great designer that is a good inspiration for me. So, what I think, what I love about Karim Rashid is that he's a very creative person, and he creates his unique style, right? When you look at his designs, it's something very unique, something very artistical and unique, that you know that is his style, right? And this is what I like about him. And he managed to replicate his style into many different kinds of products, and even like print, like even doing a poster. He also does some arts and posters, which I find also very beautiful. So it's very interesting, like how he does his art and his thing, and how he keeps having new ideas on how to design new products, right? So he's a very creative person, like he's a big inspiration to everyone, and in the design community, and to me, obviously. And what I find interesting about this quote is that, yes, if you're really creative, you're not gonna struggle too much having ideas. The ideas, they will just come automatically, like ideas will just pop into your mind if you have the inspiration, if you're like this kind of person that loves creating stuff and loves doing new things. Ideas will easily come. And if someone goes and steal your ideas, you can have many other ideas of other things, because if you have a great idea about something and that thing becomes a success, you're not gonna be worried about people. You're not gonna be worried, because eventually, if you do something great, like for example, I'll give you the example of Uber, the app. Like how many other apps came after Uber, right? Or Airbnb, for example. How many other competitors came after Airbnb? Because if you have a great idea about something, people will copy. That's how it is in life. People will copy, but the thing is for you to keep having more ideas and keep innovating, because if you are a really innovator, it doesn't matter if people copy you on something, because you are going to keep launching new innovative things that are going to make you special anyway, right? So I really believe in the idea of the artist, and I really believe in the idea of the creative person, like the person that actually do something very unique, very creative that no one else ever did. So I'm really into this. I really believe in it, and I think that for you to achieve this, you just have to do stuff, right? You just have to keep pushing yourself, keep doing things, and keep coming with new ideas. Be very open to new things, and then see if you're really doing something unique instead of copying someone, because you don't want to be this person that is like just taking something that exactly something that exists and copying. You want to create something new, right? You want to do something that no one did before, something very unique, and then if it's something that of a success, then other people are going to replicate, but you don't mind because you are the original, and people tends to go to the original thing, right? Because if you are really original, if you're a really unique artist, like for example, if you are a unique band or unique singer, is your voice, is your way of singing, right? Is your way of performing on stage. Nobody can actually copy that. They can try to copy that, but they won't succeed if you are really creative, you know. And that's what you should be aiming for if you want to do something great in your life. You should be aiming to make something original, right? So don't worry if people copy you, because if you're doing something great, people will copy you. There are actually two things. I was talking about a previous quote before. I was saying about the haters, right? If you're doing something great in the world, you're gonna have haters. And if you're doing something great in the world, you're also gonna have people who will copy you. So you're gonna have these two things, you know, and you're gonna have to learn how to deal. You're gonna have to learn how to deal with these things, because they will inevitably come to your life. And it's not an issue, you know. Don't worry about this. Continue, be yourself, be the best you can, and don't worry about people copying your idea. Worry about doing more ideas, and worrying about being original, and worry about being something that no one else can replicate, no one else can do but you, right? Only you can do it, because you have a style, you have a unique. I'm sorry, today I'm really tired, and I don't want to drink coffee because I don't drink caffeine anymore. I'm sorry about that. But yeah, I was saying that, like, you see that, you know when you meet really creative people, you know when you see people who are really creative, and not people who are not following trends, right? But people who have their unique style and their unique way. Also, you have to acknowledge that trends, they come and go. You don't want to follow trends. You want to create trends. You want to go against the current. And this is the most difficult thing, because people see trends. People see, for example, there are trends in art. For example, there was a trend in art that everybody was like doing these neon signs, or I could put codes on neon, for example. Everybody was doing these things, and literally every artist was creating neon signs. And I imagine, like, who was the first person that created that? So you want to be the first, you want to be the one that actually is coming with the thing that people are going to be, wow, this is the new thing, right? And it's quite crazy because we really don't know what people are gonna be doing. That is, we really don't know what's gonna become the next thing, right? Because what is the next thing? What is the thing that people really love and people really like? Do you think this is like dictated by corporations, big powerful people that actually tries to dictate what is the next thing in art? Or do you think that the next thing that you are creating is just happens because people use it? I think it's this later example. I think people adopt and people like some things that which you can't really sometimes understand why. Like, for example, I don't know why. I can't understand exactly why, but people love to use WhatsApp. But I never understood why people use WhatsApp, because Facebook Messenger is much better and it's much more powerful. It works in multiple platforms, and I don't get this. Another thing I really don't get is like these filters, Snapchat filters, and this thing that you put and you put your face and then you become like a bunny or whatever. I really don't get that. I don't. There are many things that I would never imagine that people would do and people would like, but they do. They do. So you never know. Maybe the next big thing is now being developed by a bunch of 20-year-olds in their garage, and not by a big company like Apple or Google or Facebook. But also maybe it's the same for art. Maybe the next big art is being done by someone doing something completely different and completely crazy that nobody expected, and then suddenly this like becomes like a hit, right? And people love it, and then the big sharks that come and the big corporations come, and probably they try to copy, they try to sign deals with you, or they try to copy you, so you never know. Like these things, for example, I never know if this project that I'm doing is going to be successful at some point in my life. I really hope it does, but I really don't know if people are gonna enjoy my codes and if people are going to buy my posters or buy the other products, or if I'm going to be able to talk to some of the people who created these codes and get them on board of the project. And I don't know if I'm going to be able to actually make these things, but I'm just doing. I'm doing because I'm passionate about it, and mostly I'm doing because I really enjoy doing this. Also because I I need this to me for myself. I need to actually create these quotes because I need to reflect on these quotes for myself, because for example, when if I become successful, somebody will copy me, then I know that I shouldn't worry, right? So because you got this quote right here. So each one of these quotes, they are like learnings, they are things that we can take as lessons for our lives. They are essential, they are essential. So I really recommend that you every day try at least 5 minutes of your day to go through these quotes, and then just memorize them and remember them for your life, for the things that you want to do, So I think like bottom line is, don't worry about people copying you, because if they're copying you, it's because you're doing something right. So you are on the right track. You should be actually happy. You should be proud of being copied. You should be proud of being hacked or being referenced, right? Because these things, they really mean that you're making the difference. You're making some difference. If people are actually able to see what you're doing and give so much value about what you're doing that they want to copy to take advantage, man, this is something really great for you. Something that you should be really proud of, because you created something good. You created something of value to others or to other people, whatever it is. But you should really proud of yourself on that. So just keep doing it, keep pushing, keep being innovative. Don't worry. Like the Beatles, for example, how many bands try to copy the Beatles, but you see that the Beatles, they are so original. They're like Paul McCartney, John Lennon, George and Ringo. They're such a creative group. They were so creative musicians and artists in general, that even when the band ends, and you see that their albums, each album, you see an evolution, right? Because they evolved so quickly into each album, and each year they were doing something completely different. So they have phases, they have the happy power group phase, and then they went into psychedelic phase, and then they went less psychedelic, like more advanced. And when they finished the band, when they disbanded, because John Lennon wanted to do other things, then they split, right? And Paul McCartney continued creating other bands and doing great music, and George Harrison also created very beautiful music after the Beatles, and John Lennon also had a very interesting career after that. So they all created stuff, and they all have a voice. They all have a very original voice. So I think the lesson here is that if you're really creative, you're always pushing boundaries. You're always like evolving. Like you're never stuck. You're never like doing the same thing over again through the rest of your life. But your creativity, your power, your personality, and your uniqueness keeps evolving as culture, as the world around you also keeps evolving, because you absorb from the world, and you you inhale from culture and from society and from what you see in the world. You inhale and you exhale your art, your uniqueness, your creativity. So in that sense, great creative people, like the really creative people, whatever they're doing at one time in their career, they are evolving 10 years after, 5 years after, every year actually, not even that, like every year you actually see an evolution. And you can see this through music, you can see this through painting, you can even see this through architecture. Like you see like masters of architecture doing evolving their style, you know, through history, through their timelines, you know. And it's a pity that we only have a very short life and we only have a short amount of time, you know, because imagine if an artist like this, for example, like Picasso, imagine that if he had 200 years, 300 years to live. Imagine like today, if Picasso was alive today, what things he would be doing, or Salvador Dali, for example. Imagine the kind of art and the kind of things that he would be creating, you know. Is really interesting for you to conceive this idea that these real artists, they are so inspiring that they keep doing, they keep creating, they keep coming with new things and keep coming with new ideas. In that sense, nobody can copy them, you know. And this is what this quote is all about, right? Creative people never worry about being copied because they always have more ideas, because you always, if you're really creative, you're always going to come with new ideas, and nobody will be able to copy you, because you like I said, is a cycle, right? It's a cycle where you are always going to be open to new things. If you're really creative, you're always going to be open to new things, and you're going to have phases in your life. So you're going to have a phase where you're going to be doing something, then you're going to have a different phase where you're going to be doing something else. And it feels great. Like, I think in today, it feels great to be creative, even though you might not be making any money or much money. It doesn't matter. It feels great to actually contribute to the world and to do the best thing that you can, to do your art and give the best out of your contribution to the world, you know, and to help others, and just to be yourself, you know, just to be who you are and be original. Stand up for your beliefs, for the things that you love. Talk about things, talk about them. Have a message to the world. This is all great, you know. This is all great. Something amazing that I think every person in the world should try to do. You know, every person can be creative. Every person can have meanings. A way of expressing himself, you know, and you have so many tools like today, like you have computers, you have musical instruments. It's so good to be an artist. It's so good to do your own thing, you know, and not having anyone coming and do your thing, and not having anyone disrupting you or changing or trying to control what you're doing and these things, you know, like. And also there's another thing. Creative people never worry about their limitations, about limitations of the world, because they can have ideas that can be adapted to their reality, you know. So that's another thing about very creative people, that they don't worry about being copied, and they also don't worry about the limitations of budget, of money, or whatever. They can just keep doing things, you know. So that's a good lesson from Karim Rashid, which is a very creative person. Really admire him. And I hope you enjoyed. And thank you very much. Support my project, please. And see you again.